Have you ever wondered what life is really like in the poorest states of America? It's easy to picture the glitz and glamour of the big cities. But what about the places where opportunity feels like a distant dream? From the rolling hills of Appalachia to the sun-soaked fields of the South, many states struggle with deep-rooted economic hardships that keep families trapped in poverty. But why is this happening? And what are the real stories behind these struggles? In today's video, we're diving deep into the 10 poorest states in the US to uncover the hidden challenges, heartbreaking realities, and the glimmers of hope that shine through even in the darkest times. So stick around, this is one journey you won't want to miss. Mississippi, located in the Deep South, is known for its rich history, music, and Southern culture. However, behind the vibrant charm lies a state that consistently ranks at the bottom when it comes to economic prosperity. Mississippi's median household income is significantly lower than the national average, and a large portion of the population lives below the poverty line. The state's economy relies heavily on agriculture, manufacturing, and service industries. The problem with Mississippi's economy stems largely from its education system, which has struggled for decades. Poor educational outcomes lead to limited job opportunities, which perpetuates the cycle of poverty. Many of the state's rural areas lack access to high-quality schools, making it difficult for the younger population to break free from economic hardship. Furthermore, Mississippi's workforce often lacks the training required for higher-paying jobs, leading to an over-reliance on low-wage positions. Another contributing factor is healthcare access. Mississippi has one of the highest rates of uninsured individuals in the country. With high rates of chronic diseases such as diabetes and heart conditions, many residents struggle to afford the health care they need. This combination of health and income disparity traps families in poverty. Additionally, Mississippi has one of the lowest life expectancies in the country, which reflects the broader systemic issues. Moreover, the state's rural nature makes economic development challenging. Industries often bypass Mississippi in favor of more urbanized areas with better infrastructure. This creates a situation where many residents either migrate to other states for opportunities or remain stuck in low-wage jobs. The state government has made efforts to improve education and attract businesses, but the road to economic recovery remains long. Known for its unique blend of cultures, mouth-watering cuisine, and the vibrant city of New Orleans, Louisiana also faces serious economic challenges. The state has one of the highest poverty rates in the nation, and many of its residents are caught in a cycle of economic hardship that's difficult to escape. Like Mississippi, Louisiana's economy heavily relies on sectors like oil, gas, and tourism. One of the most significant problems Louisiana faces is its vulnerability to natural disasters. Hurricanes like Katrina and Ida have wreaked havoc on the state, displacing thousands of people and causing billions in damages. This repeated destruction has long-term effects on the economy, as rebuilding efforts strain state resources and often lead to increased poverty in already struggling areas. Many communities never fully recover, leaving the state in a perpetual state of rebuilding. Another issue Louisiana deals with is income inequality. While New Orleans may appear prosperous, many parts of the state, particularly rural parishes, suffer from severe poverty. These areas have limited access to education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. As a result, many residents are forced to rely on low-paying jobs in agriculture or service industries, with few options for upward mobility. In recent years, Louisiana has tried to diversify its economy by attracting new industries such as tech and manufacturing. However, the state's education system, ranked among the worst in the nation, hinders progress. Without proper education, residents find it difficult to transition into these newer, more lucrative fields. The future of Louisiana's economy largely depends on addressing these structural challenges. New Mexico, often celebrated for its beautiful landscapes, art, and diverse culture, also ranks as one of the poorest states in America. The Land of Enchantment is home to a large Native American population, and while its cultural richness is undeniable, many of its residents face severe economic hardship. The poverty rate in New Mexico is consistently above the national average, and many of its rural areas lack the resources to pull themselves out of poverty. One of the biggest issues facing New Mexico is its high rate of child poverty. Many children in the state grow up in families struggling to make ends meet. With limited access to quality education and healthcare, These children often face long-term barriers to success. Schools, particularly in rural areas, are underfunded, and graduation rates are among the lowest in the country. This makes it difficult for young people to break free from the cycle of poverty and secure stable, well-paying jobs. Additionally, New Mexico's economy is heavily dependent on government spending, including federal research labs and military bases. While these sectors provide jobs, they don't necessarily offer the kind of economic growth that lifts all residents. The state's economy is also linked to industries like tourism and oil, which can be volatile. This lack of diversification leaves New Mexico vulnerable to economic downturns. Efforts have been made to boost other sectors such as technology and renewable energy, but the state's rural nature and lack of infrastructure pose significant challenges. With large portions of the population living in isolated areas, it's difficult to create widespread economic improvement. Addressing issues like education, healthcare, and infrastructure will be key to New Mexico's economic future. Alabama, located in the heart of the southeastern United States, is a state steeped in history and culture. Known for its role in the civil rights movement and its strong Southern traditions, Alabama also faces persistent economic struggles. With a high poverty rate and lower than average median household income, many of the state's residents face economic challenges that are hard to overcome, particularly in its rural regions. One of the biggest contributors to Alabama's poverty problem is the lack of access to quality education. Many schools, particularly in rural areas, are underfunded, which affects students' ability to succeed. The state's graduation rates lag behind national averages, and many students leave school without the skills needed to compete in today's job market. This creates a cycle of poverty that is difficult to break, as young people find themselves stuck in low-wage jobs with few opportunities for advancement. Healthcare is another significant issue. Alabama has one of the highest rates of uninsured individuals in the country, and many rural areas are underserved by medical facilities. This lack of access to healthcare contributes to poor health outcomes, which in turn affects residents' ability to work and improve their economic situation. Chronic health issues such as diabetes and heart disease are prevalent, further straining the state's already limited healthcare system. In recent years, Alabama has made efforts to attract new industries, such as automotive manufacturing, which has helped boost the economy in some urban areas. However, the benefits of these developments have not reached all parts of the state, particularly rural regions. Addressing issues like education and healthcare will be key to ensuring that all Alabamians have the opportunity to improve their economic situation. Kentucky, with its rolling hills, horse racing traditions, and rich history, is another state that faces deep economic challenges. Located in the Appalachian region, Kentucky has long struggled with poverty, especially in its rural areas. The state's economy has historically relied on coal mining and agriculture, but as these industries have declined, many communities have been left without economic opportunities. One of the central problems Kentucky faces is the decline of the coal industry. Many of the state's rural counties were once dependent on coal mining, and as the demand for coal has decreased, so have the jobs. This has led to widespread unemployment and poverty, particularly in eastern Kentucky. With few alternative industries moving in to replace coal, residents in these areas are often left with limited options for work. Education is another major challenge. Kentucky's schools, particularly in rural areas, struggle with underfunding and poor student outcomes. Many students drop out of high school, and those who do graduate often lack the skills needed to find well-paying jobs. Without a strong education system, it's difficult for the state to attract industries that require a skilled workforce, leaving many residents stuck in low-wage jobs or unemployment. Efforts to diversify Kentucky's economy have been slow but are beginning to show promise. The state has invested in attracting new industries such as manufacturing and logistics, particularly around urban centers like Louisville and Lexington. However, rural areas continue to struggle. Solving Kentucky's poverty problem will require a focused effort on improving education, retraining workers, and attracting businesses to all parts of the state. Oklahoma, a state known for its vast plains, Native American history, and oil industry, has long struggled with economic disparity. While parts of the state, particularly those tied to the oil industry, have seen prosperity, many areas continue to face significant poverty. Oklahoma's poverty rate remains higher than the national average, with many rural and Native American communities experiencing economic hardship. One of the central challenges facing Oklahoma is the volatility of its oil and gas industry. While these industries have brought wealth to certain areas, they are subject to boom and bust cycles that can leave the state's economy vulnerable. When oil prices are high, Oklahoma thrives, but during downturns, the state's economy suffers, leading to job losses and increased poverty, particularly in regions that rely heavily on these industries. Oklahoma's education system also contributes to its economic struggles. The state consistently ranks near the bottom in terms of education funding and student outcomes. Many schools, particularly in rural areas, lack the resources to provide a high-quality education, which limits students' opportunities for future success. Without a well-educated workforce, it's difficult for the state to attract high-paying industries, leaving many residents stuck in low-wage jobs. Efforts have been made to diversify Oklahoma's economy by attracting industries such as aerospace and manufacturing, but progress has been uneven. The state's large rural population and infrastructure challenges make it difficult to ensure that economic growth benefits all residents. Addressing the state's education and healthcare systems, as well as creating more stable industries, will be critical to improving Oklahoma's economic future. South Carolina, known for its charming coastal towns and rich history, is another state facing significant economic challenges. While the state has seen growth in urban centers like Charleston and Columbia, many of its rural areas continue to struggle with high poverty rates and limited job opportunities. The divide between urban prosperity and rural poverty is one of the key issues facing the state. A major problem for South Carolina is the lack of economic opportunities in its rural regions. While cities have attracted new industries, many rural communities are still reliant on agriculture and low-wage jobs. This has created a significant wealth gap between urban and rural residents. In these rural areas, unemployment is high, and residents often have to travel long distances to find work, making it difficult to escape poverty. Education is also a critical issue in South Carolina. The state's schools, particularly in rural areas, are often underfunded, and graduation rates lag behind national averages. Many students face barriers to academic success, such as poverty and limited access to resources. Without a strong education system, it's difficult for the state to attract businesses that require a skilled workforce, perpetuating the cycle of poverty. South Carolina has made efforts to attract new industries such as automotive manufacturing, which has helped boost the economy in urban areas. However, the state's rural regions have not seen the same benefits. Bridging the gap between urban and rural areas, improving education, and ensuring that economic growth reaches all parts of the state will be key to reducing poverty in South Carolina. Tennessee, known for its vibrant music scene and picturesque landscapes, also faces significant economic challenges. While urban centers like Nashville and Memphis have seen economic growth in recent years, much of the state's rural areas continue to struggle with high poverty rates and limited job opportunities. This urban-rural divide is one of the key issues facing Tennessee's economy. One of the central problems for Tennessee is the lack of high-paying jobs in its rural regions. While cities have attracted new industries, many rural areas still rely on low-wage jobs in agriculture, manufacturing, and service industries. This has led to significant economic disparity, with many rural residents facing unemployment or underemployment. Without access to good jobs, it's difficult for residents to improve their economic situation. Education is another major issue in Tennessee. The state's education system ranks below the national average, particularly in rural areas where schools are often underfunded. Many students face barriers to academic success, such as poverty and limited access to resources. Without a strong education system, it's difficult for the state to attract businesses that require a skilled workforce, further limiting economic growth in rural areas. In recent years, Tennessee has made efforts to attract new industries, particularly in automotive manufacturing and healthcare, which has helped boost the economy in urban centers. However, the state's rural regions have not seen the same level of economic growth. Addressing the rural-urban divide, improving education, and ensuring that economic development reaches all parts of the state will be key to reducing poverty in Tennessee. And there you have it, the harsh realities behind the 10 poorest states in America. While the statistics paint a tough picture, It's important to remember that every state has its unique stories, struggles, and potential for change. The people living in these communities may face challenges, but they also show resilience and hope every day. So what do you think? Which state do you believe is in the most need of help? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the untold stories across America. Your support helps us keep bringing you these important conversations. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.